My name is Joel, and this is my Path to Peak Performance podcast, where we talk about my journey on the way to achieve peak performance. As usual, we are going to start talking about things related to badminton, follow up by calisthenics, and then in the end some general information. Badminton. Last weekend, so not the one that's happening right now when the episode is going out, but the one before, there was a local badminton competition, and I was first not sure whether I would go or not. Overall, I like them. These local competitions are a good way to test yourself a bit, and additional training, playing with different people. However, since from last episodes, when I came back from New Zealand, my legs were still very, on the first trainings, they died, were very sore, even though I was not inactive there. It's a big difference, and they still had to adjust. In the beginning, I got some small sort of discomfort-ish, pain-ish thing around my left knee. Nothing critical, but something where I shouldn't overdo things. And if you remember, before the New Zealand trip, I twisted my right ankle, and it's still not fully recovered. I don't feel any pain walking, running, etc. I can do everything, but my mobility is limited. It's not where it used to be. It's getting better, but I feel that the ankle is not 100% recovered. So I'm still reserved in terms of pushing my 100% while moving around the court and so forth. And with all of that, I was thinking whether to go to that competition or not. And in the end, well, I registered. I went, and even the results were not super great. That I was winning crazily or something. I think it was still pretty good. I look these competitions, especially the local ones, because there is relatively many of them, and they are easy to get to. I don't need to travel somewhere special. It's usually in the same hall where I have trainings. So it's kind of extra training, play training, where I don't do some techniques or specific drills, but I play with people. And then I look at it as extra training, where I go, play with people, sometimes some different people than I usually play with, test myself a bit, and it's a good way to look at it, because then when things are not going super well, you're not focused on oh, I have to win, or why didn't I get this point, I messed up, or so forth. But you're looking, okay, I'm playing, let's see what can I do to improve now, trying to find angles, and you're not attached to the result. I don't know, sometimes I used to be very dissatisfied if things are not going well. Then I feel oh shit, why am I wasting time being here? It's shit. If I lose first match, then I know I cannot easily progress to some medal places anymore later. So it's, yeah, I don't bother to even be here anymore. But it has transitioned from that, and my mindset was very positive also this time, even though I don't know, my shots were not working really well as they used to. I was playing decently strong players, and the first one was supposed to be really strong, and I came there in the morning ready. Wow, I will have fun, try to do what I can against this guy. But then he was sick, and then for an hour I was just sitting waiting for my next match. And then when the match came, I was oh shit, the match is here. I didn't fully warm up, and I came to the court. I was so dead, just looking at the shuttle, not moving. So it wasn't the greatest experience. I did over the time, I did warm up for the game, started playing, but yeah, I didn't score as well as I think that I could, but the experience I think was good, because I was trying to see what I can do, what angle to approach, and as much as I was failing a lot through failures, you do learn if you keep going forward and take this experience in. Eventually you succeed. At least that's what I believe. Other than that competition, and the last week, the previous week was pretty good, since all the situation that I mentioned, why I was even considering whether to go to competition. On Monday, where it's usually this group training is play training, first half an hour we maybe do some exercises for warming up, and then we have an hour of playing, usually with two different people. So I don't know, half an hour one, half an hour another. And since I'm still like recovering a bit, I asked to get like one like this like weaker opponent than what I usually play, and one like same-ish level. And the weaker one, like first I was like kind of like toying with the guy. It was like really easy. Then like I don't know, like the further we were playing, I was kind of getting worse. This is something I need to like work on when I'm decently stronger. Not like really so much stronger that I can play with my eyes closed, but like decently stronger that I'm like really focused and present. I can, I know, win 21-0. Then I start playing around, and I'm like I start losing like points and making really stupid mistakes, where it's even like possible that the other person wins the game. But I was like focusing on trying like different stuff, like testing a bit around. And but I was a bit okay. I don't know how we'll now go against like usual strength player. But even though I don't know, maybe he was not at his 100%, I beat him both games that we succeeded to play in that half an hour. So that was like pretty positive experience. I was not like expecting it, since I'm not putting like full power in my movement. I'm also like not at like full strength, and yeah. But yeah, Wednesday was like pretty decent. I played like I feel really well. My shots were working so nicely, and yeah, so it was like pretty good. There was no morning trainings with Raul like one-on-one because he was on vacation enjoying. That's good, but yeah, he's back now, and from next week we can start. On mornings we currently kind of try to do like more technical, less movement, so that I have some time for my body to get used to moving much. I think that moving from 3 to 6 trainings a week with like heavy movement would be a bit overkill at the moment. But yeah, I think that like this like technical stuff, usually you want to move, you want to play, and then you like never find time for them because yeah, I have also full-time jobs and other things, and I cannot like train. I have like 7 trainings a day or something. But so it's like really good opportunity to use this time for this kind of like things. And overall, I feel like my shot quality is improving. The way I hit, Raul is correcting me constantly, and even like when I feel like okay, like I don't feel like the shots are really like perfect and my movements are super smooth, but I don't really know like what specially to improve. I guess it will improve over time. But then like he finds some angles and explains some things, and then I see like, oh, okay, I can do that. But I still need to like adjust, need to like get the feeling. And one of the recent things was adjusting my grip on the badminton racket. So yeah, like even though like now I'm not like that super pro ultra player, but I'm not like a beginner anymore. I play international tournaments, and yes, I still like can learn to change the grip and use like a bit different stuff on the racket. It can happen at that level as well. It's and the bigger difference was that I was using it more loose and more like with kind of like fingers and using the wrist, but his view is to like grab it more like with fist, like a hammer, like this, and move only from like the forehand back and forth, like do the rotation, and not like just with wrist. And it feels strange because I'm not used to it, but I feel that somehow like when I do the correct movement, even though like I'm not like feeling it fully, I'm like feels very awkward, that like the shuttle goes better. I need like less power. So yeah, I'm trying to like adjust to it, and it's overall I think it's small improvements, little by little. It's elevating your game, and like if you reflect on the past year, you will see okay, you made like a big difference, even though from day to day it doesn't feel like some huge difference, especially because yeah, players I play with, they are also training, they are also like growing, and even if we are like often it feels like you're like similarish, sometimes you like beat them more, sometimes they beat you, and it feels like you are standing on the spot, but you are actually moving forward with like all of them. So yeah, anyway, I think that's like enough of badminton philosophy. Going forward, yeah, Raul is back, so we'll have this like one-on-one more technical trainings as well now, together with the evening group trainings. And next weekend is one more local competition. It's actually the one in Raul's, my coach's name, a tournament, a Moose Open, and yeah, we'll have some fun, see how it goes. What else? Let's go to calisthenics. So in the past 2 weeks, past week has been pretty good, I would say. I was feeling like decently strong. The trainings were going really well. Muscles are feeling really good, like not like sore, tired, etc. Like nothing is hurting. Like ligaments are fine. In planche, I feel really strong, and I have like almost zero discomfort and pain in this like elbow area, which is like really lots of stress goes on it when you are doing planche. Sorry about that. So I don't know. I'm trying not to like push too hard, just because it feels pretty good and no pain, so that I wouldn't like overdo it. But it's really good to see that like it seems something has gotten stronger. However, the front lever, for example, is the thing that I feel like I have gotten like a bit back with. When I came back from New Zealand, I kind of like tried and started with like the same level of it as I did before, and I was telling you that, you know, my strength level is about the same-ish, but I feel like I did like drop a bit. So I still do it with this minus 20 kilos, meaning I make myself 20 kilos lighter. There are like weights supporting me so that I can hold the lever. And I feel that if I do it full with like straight body, that I'm a bit falling down. I'm not like fully controlling it. And I was a bit lazy to like reduce the weight or like increase the weight that is supporting me. And so I bent the knees a bit, and I feel much better in that position. I feel I have more control. So yes, like this minus 20 kilo is a bit too hard, I would say. But yeah, I was like doing them with a bit bent knees, and I felt throughout the week that overall they were like improving. I was getting closer to like them not like just fully hanging down, but being a bit closer to straight. So I feel that, yeah, like the front lever is getting stronger. But I would say that I'm currently not at this minus 20 kilos, maybe more closer to minus 25 or minus 30. I don't know, I didn't like test. Maybe minus 25. But yeah, so the point here is for your trainings, when you think, don't chase the numbers, just feel your body, how it feels, like be in control, feel that you're doing a good position and that you're not like overdoing yourself. You will progress a lot faster, like with anything that like I've done, not just like strength training. If I'm not obsessing over some like number or artificial goal that I'm chasing, but focusing on just doing the quality work and continuing, then results just magically come. It's incredible. From training, I think on one episode I was mentioning that I noticed like huge difference with these handstand push-ups, where I was looking at it as next to training for front lever and planche, that this is kind of like small thing, like nothing special, but okay, let's do it. I was not chasing some special stuff there. I was just playing around with it, feeling how I feel, trying to be in control, increasing a bit by bit, and I feel that one has progressed more than other things. And it might be because of who knows whatever reasons, but I feel that the big part of it is really this mindset of trying to like really feel what you're doing, trying to put good quality into it, and not like focusing on like a result that you're chasing. Lots of stuff around talks about this goal-oriented, result-oriented things where you need to chase something, OKRs, whatever, in business especially. But I see more and more that if you can allow it, in business it's a bit hard because everybody has some metrics that they track, but like in your training, you have time, focus on doing right now quality work that you can, and tomorrow and whenever your training is, and you will just see how progress goes, and it will likely be a lot better than if you were chasing some number. So yeah, but yeah, that is it for one other thing related to that impacted my trainings was this week. I felt in the beginning a bit like something is a bit off with my body, not in a sense that like muscles are hurting, but kind of like a bit this sickish feeling. Not too strong and too heavy, but I know it's you can see that I'm like a bit coughing. It's a bit hard to describe it. I felt like something is like a bit off, but I was still able to like function more or less normally. But on Thursday, I decided not to like do the training so that like I don't like overdo it. I in the end like skipped it on Friday and on Saturday. So like these 3 days I skipped calisthenics. I still did badminton on Friday, and it feels like kind of like I have caught some like flu, common cold, something, whatever of those things where your nose is like clogged, and yeah, as you can maybe hear from my speaking, and it's running a lot, and you have this like slight headachy thing when this like nasal breathing path is closed. But the body didn't feel this like weakness that you usually feel when you're like sick. I didn't have any like fever or anything. So kind of like really mild version of some kind of cold flu. I don't know, like maybe like I did some trainings like really strongly, and then there was a window where my immune system was a bit weaker, so some virus, bacteria, something caught me, but luckily didn't get me that hard, or my immune system was strong or something. But yeah, luckily I'm like relatively fine. I can function normally. Like yes, this nose is a bit irritating, and I skipped like unfortunately those 3 trainings. But I think even if I would have survived with them, I think it was worth the risk to skip them, just so that I wouldn't risk, I don't know, needing to lay in bed for like several days and then like recovering. It would be more taxing than skipping these 3 trainings. So I will focus now on the weekend to like rest, not like overdo anything, so that I can start normal training next week. Definitely badminton. For calisthenics, it's actually the 5th week in my mesocycle. The 5th week is the hardest one, like as I'm like increasing the load, and then 6th one is the last one in mesocycle where like you do this like deload week. So next week is the toughest one, and I want to be able to like do it nicely. And then in the weekend after this competition, I have arranged already like massage, so I can like relax the body, and then have like a cool deload week, and then new mesocycle starts again. But yeah, so this is in short it. I don't have like some special new other updates things. One thing related to this also peak performances and improvements stuff is this like red light therapy that I was mentioning, that I got this panel and I wasn't really using it that much. It was mostly because it was not nicely mounted, and like just putting it away and back and adjusting it every day to do the treatment, I was like too lazy to do it. But now for several weeks already, I think it has been in position which is kind of like already mounted, placed, so I can just go, press the button, lay down, and that's it. And I have been using it regularly in the mornings for this like 20-minute treatment, just laying. It doesn't really cover fully whole body. If I would like put it like a bit higher, maybe it would. So I do like a bit more kind of like skip my face and go from this like lower part towards like full legs until, I don't know, some half of my chest, something like that. I don't really know whether it does something special. I watched lots of reviews on YouTube where they're talking about different benefits of how they feel more energy throughout the day and whatnot. Maybe it does something. For me, it's currently really hard to say the difference. I don't have any negative things with it, so I will continue doing it, just in case. Maybe like I notice something eventually. I need to keep testing, but currently, yeah, it has been like at least several weeks that I have been using it every day, and it's really hard to say whether it does something or not. So yeah, that's it. But I will probably make some like a separate review about the red light therapy. And other than that, I think this is it for this week's episode. Thank you for listening. Let me know in comments below if you want some other topics for me to cover related to my fitness journey. I know that usually I just ramble here. I try to put some clips also so that you can see something. But if you want to see some other stuff, like, let me know so I can prepare something that is maybe interesting, useful for you to see and hear about. But other than that, enjoy your trainings and see you in 2 weeks.